Hello everybody, welcome to the video. What you're about to see is us on a WWOOF farm in Virginia, and we're giving an overview of all the projects that we worked on while we were there for 2 weeks. We have been traveling this year. Shortly after we got married together, I quit my job and we have been staying at different WWOOF farms and traveling the country, visiting different family and attending weddings all over the country. So follow along with us to see us in our camper van as we travel the United States, and in this case we're working on WWOOF farms. So yeah, enjoy seeing us in Virginia at a WWOOF farm that we lovingly call Magic Land. These are the stairs that Heather and I built. Come take a look. They're made from stones, naturally sourced. This is some granite rock that we imported from Spain, and they take you to the irrigation pond and cold plunge that we built. This top pond is irrigation that will eventually be pumped into the garden to feed it essential spring water. And if you go here, this is actually the cold plunge that we built. So it goes deeper, but I'm not going to go any deeper right now. You can fit like 3 people in here. I'm standing on the step. There's another step there. And so it's cold, and I don't want to plunge. This is piles of rocks that we put a plastic liner in. Let's cut scene and I'll show you the water. So the water that we use to drink and for the ponds comes from a spring. Up the hill is a covered area with another one of those liners, and it's essentially capturing a lot of the spring water, and the liner is guiding it into some pipes. So those pipes come down to a series of tanks. This is the first tank. It's got a filter above it. The pools that we showed you that we built are getting water directly from here, which is coming from the spring up the hill. And then if you follow it down to the second tank, you can see here's the second tank. The water goes over there, then it gets UV treated, and then that's our drinking water. So this used to be filled with trees. We got poison ivy removing those trees. Watch your head. The vision here is that these will be the corners of a deck. There'll be 2 decks, one here connecting to the house and one over there, also connected to the house. Now this deck is gonna wrap around the side of the building here, providing seating for people to overlook the stage. We dug a hole that was 2 feet deep. This is a 4-foot sleeve, and we constructed rebar. We can show you a rebar over there because we built an extra one. And then we filled this with concrete, and then we put this on top with these 2 big bolts going down into the concrete so that it could be tightened if need be. You got 4 pieces of rebar, about 3 feet long. This will give some strength to the concrete. So it came out a little bit, but Heather built these. They're awesome.
Hey, let's go into the garden. Okay, so over here, past this door here at Magic Land, something that I've gotten to work on while I'm here, daily chore, is taking care of this beautiful garden. So we have all this back row on this trellis. These are all cucumbers. You can see, look, there's cucumber, tiny little cucumber here. And then that is a bigger one that's almost ready to make. So the owner here, he makes pickles out of the cucumbers. They're called Delightful Dills. You can't beat them. There's a sneaky little tomato plant in here. But we've got a row of melons and lettuce, and then down the row is some strawberries. So this garden also has, let's see, on the front line there's some dill for the pickles, and then in the middle there's peas, or beans, sorry. So right here, look at that. This is a wax bean. You're supposed to cook it. But yeah, so we come around here. One of the daily tasks was watering the garden. We planted some tomatoes. There's a row in the middle of beets, so that was a really fun task to have. Yeah, very pretty. And so this garden is just very abundant, and it's going. And so one of the daily tasks is watering it, harvesting all the delicious veggies. We've been putting them in salads and just in our water, all the cucumbers. It's been delicious. So this is one of our main goals, to grow food like this. So it's been really fun to have all this. Very simple, but still producing so much. So yeah, that's the garden. I'm gonna go down. Down here, come on over. Oh, there's also the tiniest little strawberry. Look, this one's red and ready. So all of these plants here are strawberry plants. And then this is a plum tree, so eventually he'll get plums. So let's see. It's pretty sweet. So this is the first year for the strawberries. They don't usually produce strawberries on their first year. Usually it takes another year, but he's already making little strawberries. So some healthy, happy soil here. So down here, we've got, in this row, these are gonna be sweet potatoes. So they vine out and they'll plunge down into the soil and make sweet potatoes. And then we'll go over here. This is a sneaky little cucumber plant that was supposed to be up there, but somehow he got down here and he's growing a lot of cucumbers, so we'll just let him be. Look, there's so many little tiny babies on him, but oh well. And then over here we have squash that was planted. This was planted 10 days ago, just about, and there's already so many plants popping up. So it's pretty crazy how fast things will grow if you just give them water and sunlight and nice happy energy. And then scattered in between all the plants is marigolds. Actually, this one's marigold. I don't know what that is. This is a marigold plant with the flowers. They are in here, I think, to help attract bugs for pollination and helping the garden be healthy. I'm not sure, but they're in there. And then these we've been putting in salads every now and then, and you can take the leaves off of the beets and you can eat those as well, so we've been putting those in salads. And then up here we have onionscapes, so there's onions in the ground, and then we've been, again, putting them in salads. You can put anything in a salad. And so that's the garden. And then, yeah. What's that? Oh, you mean the stairs? Let me go show you. Come on. Come on, keep up. So, this is... I did lock him in the garden one day. I was out doing chores and I came back up and he was just sitting in the garden, just like, thanks. And I was like, oh, it's not a bad place to be locked. But, so we showed you the rock stairs up there. That was our first time making stairs like that. So we dug out all the dirt at each level and had to like fit the rocks and make them nice and steady, measure about 8 inches for a step depth and then, or height. And then we kind of worked on it from there. These are different. These are wooden boards. So, oh, let me finish my strawberry. Yeehaw. So these started up here. He had basically just a hill. It was covered in grass. So what we did was we milled a tree. So we cut it about, 3 feet long and then cut it in half. And so now we cut them in half, dug down the dirt, and buried the bottom, like rounded part of the log. And so once we buried it, we made sure everything was level, as level as we could get it. We tried. They're not perfect, but they do the trick. And so, yeah, Kevin loves it here. He just loves to roll down this hill. He'd be a super ET boy. But, all right, side note for Kev. So we put a rock up at the first step, and then if you come on down here, you can see each step has this front board, which we used rebar to help stabilize. And then we also just put a smaller log on the back. So they just go down like this. They're pretty solid. I'd walk on those all the time. This is going to be a handrail, but unfortunately we ran out of time and didn't get to put that over here on the side. So you just gotta be nimble on your feet. And so going down here, the goal is to have these lead to a big stage. So this is going to be a concert venue for lots of fun music and events. But these were the stairs that we built. And so it was a lot of pickaxing, so a lot of this and a lot of this, scooping out the dirt. So we took all the dirt that we gathered here on the side and we just moved it up to the top of the hill to kind of fill in that area so that the owner can bring his trailer down here. And so yeah, then we finished it off with some rocks. This rock, me and Drew had to deadlift up the hill from that hole, and it was really hard. And I didn't know if we were gonna be able to do it, but we did it, and now it's here, and it's the final step. So it's a big boy, and it's in there. So yeah, that's our stairs. Ta-da! We're pro stair builders now, and we can build anything. So.
That's a little bit of what's inside the concrete.
Dingleberry, come here. Okay.
Thank you so much for watching our adventures at the WWOOF farm. You can also follow me on Instagram at Drew Holly for our adventures together.